Michael Bortolotto is playing hockey with his young son, and life is good. Something went wrong in the first few seconds of Michael's life that resulted in him having cerebral palsy, a condition that affects muscle movement, but not the brain.
My IQ, I don't know. I do not know what my IQ is, but if I was to be arrogant and egocentric, I would say I was a genius.
And while he jokes, perhaps he's right. Michael was told that walking, talking, using his hands and fingers would be challenging, if possible at all. But today, his list of accomplishments is longer than most able-bodied people. He's received numerous awards, including being recognized as the top citizen in the history of Nanaimo.
Combination of common sense, determination, following what I want to do, not listening to the so-called general public, always pursuing a vision and a dream. Everything around you is because of belief.
And Michael believed that one day he would be a father and have a family and a nice place to call home. He married Dorothy in 2008. They met online. His profile said he was unique.
We had a conversation and we were talking a little bit, and I'm getting really, feeling really good about it because his answers, I'd spoken to a few other, gentlemen, and I was like, oh. And so it was really enlightening to hear him, with his answers and whatnot. So I was really getting excited about it. I thought, wow, this might be really something. And then he said, I'd asked him about his uniqueness, and he said he had cerebral palsy. So my excitement went from here to down, like, oh.
Dorothy said she learned something about herself that day, that maybe she's not as tolerant as she thought or hoped that she was. But she got past her judgments and got back to seeing Michael for who he is on the inside.
He may walk different and talk different, but he'll go that mile when things get tough. So that's pretty huge, So I always said, I was glad for any of those girls or anyone who, looked at Michael and said, they couldn't get past it. It was, that was my blessing in disguise because, he was there for me when I was ready.
What are you going to draw?
But just because Dorothy sees her husband for what's on the inside doesn't mean the rest of society does. Judgment and discrimination are things they have to deal with.
We had one incident where actually Michael came home, he was very upset, which really upset me. Someone in the park stopped him and started screaming that he was stealing a baby, and whose child was that? Whose child is that? And they were going to stop him. And I'm going to cry because it was upsetting. He had to run out of the park with my son because they thought that it wasn't his.
The truth is, people with cerebral palsy can have children. They can be good parents, and they can take great strides in making the world a better place. And now Michael has written a book, The Truth About Apples and Pineapples. It's the true life story of how Michael himself was bullied as a child for being different or even ugly. On the outside, the story came to Michael through his grandfather, who told him how we should not be judging things for their appearance on the outside. A pineapple, for example, is rough and prickly, an apple smooth and shiny, but we know that they are both sweet on the inside.
It's been coming for the last 7 or 8 years. I believe in time. Everything has its time. What motivated me to write the book is because I'm tired of seeing people of all ages, children of all ages, being left out, being bullied, being abused, being misunderstood. I'm tired of seeing a lack of respect that people have for one another.
The Truth About Apples and Pineapples, It's What's in the Inside That Counts, was released in November of 2011. Michael wrote and illustrated it himself, quite an accomplishment for someone who was told he might never be able to use his hands.
Yeah.
He wants the book to be known and used in schools across the country. He wants bullying and preconceived judgments to stop.
Every person has a choice. We only have so much time here, so we have within our grasp the ability to think and do. I can't control your thoughts, but I really believe that when people put their minds to something, whatever that may be, they can do it all.
In Nanaimo for ShawTV, I'm Kate Bergen.